We are doing science now that we couldn't even have imagined 3 or 4 years ago. We're doing science now that simply wasn't technically possible even 1 year ago.
It opens up whole new biological opportunities, whole new ways of looking at the disease that we would not have appreciated before.
It's really the culmination of a decade of work to get to this point, and it's been extremely satisfying.
The Exome project really developed out of the knowledge that cardiovascular disease, lung disease, and some blood diseases comprise the leading cause of death in the United States. It's terribly important that we try to understand not only the environmental causes, but the genetic causes. We believe that by understanding more about the genome, we can take ourselves even that much further towards completely preventing heart disease and stroke, lowering these risk factors, preventing lung diseases, and also predicting those who are going to have the diseases in the future.
We put together this sort of large team science approach that's much stronger than any unique groups of individuals working alone. So rather than waiting 5 or 10 years for many different scientists to, in a stepwise fashion, move science forward, we're moving it forward at incredible speeds. And so what that means for the average American is that we'll be much quicker to understand disease and to identify new drugs that will hopefully make people live healthier, longer lives.
We have top-level genome scientists who are working to help us understand what the sequence of the genome means, statisticians and epidemiologists who are working to help understand how populations can be studied, clinicians, cardiologists, pulmonologists, general internists, hematologists, all working together in a remarkable fashion and bringing together many of the cohorts that have been assembled by National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute to make this one big project that's really clicking on all cylinders.
So the Exome project is a collaborative effort between many institutions. It's led by the University of Washington and the Broad Institute in Boston, and it's focusing on a variety of key heart, lung, and blood diseases. We were glad that one of the diseases they decided to focus on was COPD. So in COPD gene, we selected a subset of individuals who had severe disease at a very early age and lots of emphysema. And we compared that to smokers who were older, who had no emphysema and who had completely normal lung function. So by looking at those extremes of the distribution, we thought we might find genetic factors that make some people susceptible and other people resistant to the effects of smoking.
I've been involved in the LDL portion of the exome sequencing project, and so we're focused on individuals with extremely high or extremely low LDL cholesterol, and we're looking at differences in their DNA to try to understand which will change their risk of heart attack. So if we can understand the differences in their DNA that increase their risk of heart disease, we might be able to develop much better treatments to prevent heart attack across the whole population.
Our overall project is trying to understand what genes cause heart attack in people. Our approach is to look at individuals who developed heart attack and compare them with individuals who never developed heart attack. And the specific genetic approach we've taken is called sequencing. The human DNA sequence is about 3 billion letters. Of these 3 billion letters, about 30 million of the letters code for genes. And this portion of the genome are called exons, or the exome.
With the new technology, we can look at the sequence of these exons in the genome, the protein coding genes, and we can really take to another level our understanding of how genetics predisposes to diseases. One of the most exciting aspects of the exome sequencing project is the fact that we are studying on both men and women and also multiple ethnic groups. So the findings that come out of the exome sequencing project will be relevant to all segments of the population of the United States. Now, about 2 years into the project, we've already completed sequencing in over 5,000 of the individuals that we slated for sequencing. We've begun studies of patients with heart attacks, with strokes, patients with high and low blood pressure, high and low levels of LDL cholesterol, which is the damaging type of cholesterol, and also those with high levels of blood sugar and obese individuals, as well as a variety of lung diseases.
Our goal has been to deposit all of the information that we're collecting from our volunteers, their clinical tests, their breathing tests, their imaging tests, and their genetic tests into a central monitored repository so that in a safe and confidential way, other investigators throughout the U.S. and throughout the world can get this information for their own research.
Sharing of data is one of the most important contributions that will come out of the Exome sequencing project. By putting these data out into the public domain, there will be many more discoveries that come out of the data that's been put in there, not only this year, next year, but for many years to come. We believe that medicine is moving towards what we call genomic medicine, where many of the decisions that are made by doctors and practitioners are based on information in the human genome on each patient. Without conducting studies like the Exome sequencing project, we really won't be able to realize this goal of genome sequencing and genomic medicine in any near future time.